Hello, this is Kev. This is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And what I would like for you to do is to like this video, share this video if you like, and most importantly, if you haven't, go below the screen and hit that subscribe button and become a part of something that has the potential to grow into a very big YouTube community. And what I'm talking about is the habitual line steppers. So, if you want to be a habitual line stepper, the first step is to subscribe to our channels. Alright, yeah, I created this meme up here. Yes, I went and found a picture on Google, and it is exactly what I was looking for to create this meme to express this. Usually when I make a meme, I usually make it to troll, but I put a hint of truth in it. And that's what I do with a lot of my posts. And let me tell you something, you will never earn more vitriolic rhetoric towards you than when you throw truth at our people. And that's it. I'm sorry to say it's like that, but we are a people who have a problem with the truth, and this has been repeated over and over again, time and time again, and we just haven't brought ourselves to the point where we would listen for objectivity rather than to try to become emotional and think that everyone is supposed to just cater to our feelings rather than to adhere to logic. And that's one really sad thing about our people. I do remember growing up. Now, I wouldn't say that Gen Xers were any better than millennials when we come to this kind of thing. Well, I think we're collectively both better than Generation Ys, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. That's a little rivalry banner. Yeah, it seems like in our community, we are more attached to what's cooler rather than what is more logical for us to produce as a people. Meaning that we're rather, as a people win a popularity contest than to actually put ourselves at the top. And this has affected our young men in so many negative ways. Now, I know there are some women that are going to get out there and say, well, what about our women? What about our women? I'll say to those women is like, why don't y'all just let black men have something? Black men have let black women have just about anything they want. I know you girls are upset with the rhetoric of certain black men, which I do admit some of it is pretty extreme. But what do you expect from these men after you have gone up, down, and around the world not to listen to us and to disregard our thoughts and our feelings? And even will go as far as, if you really don't agree with what's being said, insults. But I guess you're supposed to because you're a woman and that's it. And you get a lot of support. You say you don't get a lot of support, but you do. And you get a lot of support from black men. And to me, the support you get for vitriolic rhetoric toward black men, those are black men who have no pride as black men. If you have to seek the approval of a female and you're a grown-ass man, then you have no pride in yourself. I understand if you're straight and if you like pussy, but liking pussy doesn't require that you give up your pride completely. But we're not talking about grown men who have this decision-making power to basically be anything he wants to be, including a mangina. We're talking about the little boys and the impact that we have when we behave a certain way. And yes, that does include the females too. When they see adult men and adult women behaving a certain way, it has an indelible impression upon them. Because remember, they're not adults. They don't have systematic lives to where they can take care of themselves. They're still learning and they're still taking things in. And what is acceptable and what is good is usually the easiest thing for them to take in. And if they see as being a level-headed black man who takes care of his family, if they see that as not being a good thing, they're not going to adopt those philosophies right there. I said this in a video before. We as black people have glorified and justified ratchet culture for so long that we have a generation of people coming up who actually thinks that is normal and that is cool. But the even worst part of that is we attack the people who don't want things to get worse. When you have young men who constantly see that, they don't want to be good men. They see a Will Smith, a guy who has a good public image for the most part. And there has been so much speculation thrown about him lately. People coming up with things that are untrue, not factual, just to, and let's be honest with ourselves. A lot of us are just caping for Jada Pinkett Smith because she's a woman. That's it. I mean, blackness ain't got nothing to do with it, because if blackness had something to do with it, you would consider Will Smith's blackness. But you were trying not to out there. Now, we've heard enough about Will Smith and Jada. But think about it. If our young men continue to see how we treat these men publicly, they're not going to want to be like these men at all. Productive, alive, drama-free. They think being a thug and a gangster is cool. Think about it. What do they look at when they see a thug and a gangster? They see black people defending that thug and that gangster and that pookie. They see women sexually attracted to that pookie. They see men glorifying the lifestyle of a pookie and trying to cover for the guy as if, oh no, you being a pookie, that doesn't make me sexually insecure. You know, anything like that. Anything to justify the pookie's position. But we always punish the so-called good guy. We'll tell that good guy he's good all day. But when it comes to like basic respect, we want to shit on that guy. You know why? We think that by him being level-headed that he somehow want to be white. But, you know, that's one of the reasons. Yes, we have a large majority of our people who think that in order to be black, you have to have some of that ratchet Negro juice. And I mean, me personally, as a person who has a voice on this platform, I think it's I think it's sad. I think it's sad that we are so attracted to what destroys us. But honestly, it's destroying our children too, especially our sons. But then you turn around to me, well, teach our sons then, black men. Teach our sons. I need for y'all to slow down on something real quick. I need for y'all to slow down procreating with guys who don't want to be fathers. I mean, how do you figure that out? Hey, if he takes his dick out and doesn't take a condom with it, he's probably not good dad material. But, you know, you don't need me to tell you that. Or maybe you do because y'all just don't have that figured out. I'm just saying, for the most part, if you want our sons to be good, upstanding individuals, if you want them to grow up and take accountability and responsibility, you're going to have to make sure that you set up a world for that son to come up in. Now, I'm not talking about the entire world. I'm talking about the little controlled, contained world called your family. If that was something that you intended to build. Because I'm going to say this in another video in the future. If there is no home established, stop saying that these men are leaving the home. Meaning that, okay, if you were just at your apartment one night, old boy came over, he took his dick out with no condom and he bust one in you. There was no home established. Now, back to the subject matter. If we as a people don't start being a good, level-headed, educated, or at least skilled, motivated, driven young black men, if we don't make that cool again, we are dooming our next generation. We really doomed this generation, actually. I mean, it's just like, just looking at social media is like, it's enough to make you crazy. It really is, and it's a sad thing to look at that our people would rather embrace ratchet Negro juice rather to embrace a level head, and that's something that I am going to fight for. I am always going to fight for black men like Will Smith. Unless all of that weird Hollywood stuff is true, I'm going to fight for at least his archetype. I mean, shit, he's been catching flack for the longest. I mean, even for women that come forward, Will was too nice. Will was too nice. And now he's been married all these years, and then his wife does that to him. I don't care about Hollywood rumors at all. I don't care about Hollywood rumors. Something intangible and non-proven. What I am starting to care about is the stuff that our young people are seeing. And if our young men continue to see this, you will never, ever get a black man you won't complain about. And remember, you're still birthing these black men and you're still raising these black men. So there. I said this before and I'll say it again and I'll leave it at this. You as a parent, whether you're two-parent home, single dad, and especially you single mothers out there, if you don't decide to make sure that your son is straight, someone else is going to decide for them. And it might be the ones that you don't want to decide. The police. Okay, the moral to this video that I just, stated is, let's make being a good kid cool again. Or just simply, let's just make being a good kid cool. I mean, if you want to have fun with the ratchet Negro juice, that's fine. If you want to have fun with it. But if you're trying to bring that stuff to sensible conversations, then it's going to be counterproductive and things will go left. Whether you think it's funny or not, whether you think my kind of commentary is boring, we got to start thinking in terms of what's best for our community. And that really does start with our children at the end of the day. So here it is. The more and more you openly disparage black men with a certain image, our sons are not going to want to go toward that image, the image that keeps them alive and well. They're going to go for that image that's going to get them incarcerated, turned inside out, and released to the society that created them to do absolutely nothing but cause mayhem. I don't want that for our young men anymore. Yeah, but it seems like a lot of you do. So here's the deal. If you're not going to help and you're going to continue to let our kids, especially our sons, go down this dark path and you act like you don't care, you're not only some kind of traitor, you are also an accessory. Because, see, likely you're one of these people who pretend nothing is wrong. Or you actually like the chaos, the ratchet Negro juice that keeps destroying us. Or at least holding us back from being critical thinkers. Okay, if you ain't got the message by this point, either you're just ratchet or you probably speak a different language in another country or something. But I at least tried, and I'm going to continue to try, whether YouTube monetizes my videos or not, because there's a message that had to get out there, and we have to start saving our community, whether you like it or not. Period. And it starts with our sons. Now, if you don't think so, leave a comment in the comment section and I will answer your comment and I will tell you exactly what I think. Period. Because this has gone far enough. And really, honestly, to me, the whole Will Jada situation should be the straw that broke the camel's back. We have decided as a people that we're going to go lower and not higher. And as long as people like me are living and breathing, I'm going to make sure that there's at least a few people trying to push it the other way. And like I said, this is for our sons' sake. All right, like, share, subscribe, and Kev we trust. Long live the habitual line steppers. Goodbye.